Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk to you about recognizing when God has have you in a place to be of service to someone. I want to tell you a little story about a experience I had several weeks ago. I, I was at work, and I had went and took my coffee break and drank my coffee, and then I went back to my area of work, and I brought my coffee cup with me. And I sat my coffee cup down and continued to work. And after I was working, I thought to myself, well, I don't want to leave this coffee cup here when I go home today, so I better take it to my car. I was so busy that I really just didn't want to stop what I was doing to, pick up my coffee cup and go just to take it to my car. But something just kept tugging at me, wanting me to take the coffee cup to the car. And so after a few minutes, I decided, okay, let me just get this off my mind. I'll just go ahead and take it to the car. And I walked leisurely to my car and got to my car, unlocked it, set the coffee cup in it, locked it back, and began to walk back to my job. And I got all the way back down the parking lot and, back to cross over to go into the building. And there was a lady that was in one of those wheelchair carts, electric cart, and she stared at me. And while she was staring at me, I kind of looked at her and I smiled and I said, "Good morning, how are you?" And she said, "Could you help me get into my car?" And so I said, "Of course, I will help you." And I walked over to her and I helped her, get out of that electric wheelchair, and helped her with her groceries. So yeah, she had some groceries in that wheelchair, and so I helped her with her groceries, putting it in the car, and I helped her, you know, get to her vehicle. Now she looked very disabled. I would assume that she may have had a stroke because she was dragging one leg and one arm was unusable. And so I opened the car door for her, and I told her, just don't even worry about the trying to get in, trying to do everything for herself. I'm here to help. And so I got her, opened the car door for her. She got into the car, and then as she reached to close the car door, she was trying to reach with her arm that was very disabled. And I told her, I said, "Ma'am, don't worry about it. Go ahead and sit back, and I will close the door for you." And when I said that to her, she looked at me and she smiled. She had a very big smile on her face, and she said, "Thank you very much." And I said, "Of course." And I'll even take the electric cart back into my place of employment for her. And she said, thank you again." And she got in the car, and there was somebody else that was going to be driving her, and they also said, "Thank you very much." And I took that electric cart and went back to my place of employment, parked it, and then I went back to work. And as I was working, all of a sudden it hit me. God wanted me to go and take my coffee cup to my car just in time to meet this lady who needed help. He wanted me to be of service to this lady. It is a very strong possibility that as she was finishing up her shopping experience, that she could have prayed and said, "God, this is gonna be rough for me trying to get into my car with the groceries that I have, and the condition that I'm in. Please send me someone." I'm assuming she, to help me. I'm assuming that she could have made a prayer that way, even if she did not. God still lined it up for me to go out to my car, to take my coffee cup out there, which is something that I normally don't do, And at that point, I really didn't want to do it at that point. I was going to do it a little bit later, but God instilled in me to go out to my car. And once I was coming back, we lined up to where I'm right back to an area where she is trying to get out of her electric wheelchair in order to get into her car. And so I say all of this to say that I recognize that God had put me in that place. You know, at the time when everything was going down, as far as me helping her out, you know, I'm just thinking I'm just being a good Samaritan, so to speak. And but then once the situation was over and I was back to doing what I was doing, then I recognized God set this whole thing up. God saw she needed help, and He allowed me to be of service to her, which is actually a blessing to me also. It was me being a blessing to her was also a blessing to me, and so I just want to, just kind of give you some encouragement. You know that when you're in situations where you're being a blessing to somebody else, you're being of service to somebody else, always recognize, that God allowed you to be in that position, that God set it up, that you would be in that particular place at that time to help someone out. Once you recognize that God has helped make you a steward to someone else and also to Him, just make sure you thank Him. Say, thank you, God, for allowing me to be in this place where I could help somebody else out. And also ask Him to continue putting you in places that you can be of service to other people. And your life will be fulfilled, and your day, that moment, will also be fulfilled, and you will definitely continue to live a very fulfilled, happy life. And I just want to, just cover that with you, because it was just a situation where I really did not want to go to my car at that particular time. But something just kept pushing me and pushing me and pushing me, which is God, to go to my car. And then I was able to meet this lady and be of service to another person, which is our primary purpose for being here on earth. Thank you for listening. Subscribe to my channel, and I really enjoy, putting out these videos to you, and I hope you have been encouraged. Have a good day.